Hello and welcome to another episode of Techfanaticofficial cryptocurrency series, your honest guide to the Cryptoverse. So I had a couple of weeks out of the doing video because the market was a little bit unstable and I was just waiting to see what happens. And the second reason was I was waiting to make this video for Metarun, and they were previously known as Go Fungibles. Now they've done a rebrand, which I understand why, and changed the name to Metarun. That makes more sense for the project. So I was just waiting for this to happen as well and cover the video in better detail. So for the beginning of the video, I'm going to cover it more on the new website, the revamped website, and maybe refer to some of the old information. So Metarun is a blockchain-based play-to-earn and play-to-win runner game for mobile, and you have like NFT assets into it. The play-to-earn mechanics is basically you do racing and do different levels to get the rewards and the token, which is now MRUN, to play the favorite game that you have. And then you have NFT leasing functionality, so you can lend the character to other players. And when you're not using it, you can share that with others. There is a staking and farming as well. Now, I'll quickly cover what they have in this page, and then I'll look at the old white paper as well, because I think it's crucial to look at that. So as I said, they were known previously as Go Fungibles. It's the first blockchain play-to-earn and play-to-win endless battle mobile game with NFT assets. And the game has cross-chain marketplace. So they have their own native marketplace a few months after the launch. And it's going to be cross-chain, not only on one. So it's going to be on Polygon, it's going to be on Ethereum and others. And you can do in-game trading for the NFTs. And you don't need to go to another marketplace, but you can if you want to. And there's going to be a lot of features for that play-to-earn functionality, which is a unique selling point for the project. The gameplay is more like a running 3D runner game. So some people compare it to Temple Run. I would say it's much nicer and it's more, I guess, the graphics better 3D. It's also sort of reminded me of Crash, if you played Crash as well. But of course, it's more of a runner game and less runner game. So the genre is more similar to Temple Run if you played it on your phone. And it has obviously the PvE and PvP mechanism. And there are different levels that are fictional and mysterious. And as you go, you get more rewards during the different levels. Now, in terms of how you can make money in the game, there's a lot of features for the play to earn and leasing, which I can give you more detail looking at the white paper. And in fact, because some of these information are covered in the white paper, I'll jump into that. So this is the old one, and they're probably going to write a new one because they rebranded. But if you just want to quickly cover some of the activities. So first part is they have a marketplace. And the marketplace is multi-chain. It's going to have functionality of the NFT minting. So you can do minting there. There's the DeFi and staking functionality over there for the NFT. You can do farming. And the NFT also is going to be collateralized. You know, I covered the video previously on how we can collateralize an NFT with tokens or other values for lending and borrowing, and how I can use it for the yield farming. You can also lease your NFT for other players to be able to participate in the game in exchange of some, fees. There's a lazy minting as well because of the Ethereum gas fee that they have. They're trying to move to Polygon and also offer minting at a time that's cheaper, even if you want to do it on Ethereum, basically. The NFT can be fractionalized. And of course, people who make these NFTs as artists, they're going to get some donations and some commissions. There's going to be a chat room. There's going to be many features basically in the game. Again, I don't want to focus too much here because of the fact that they're going to change this white paper. In terms of the marketplace, you can bid, you can have the sale function, hold function, share function. They have rankings. And you can refer to the documentation if you want to see exactly how the platform is working. Now, in terms of the game, as I mentioned, they have the runner game with a very good user experience. I have tested it. I cannot show it here because of the secret information, I guess. But in a few weeks, you're going to see it anyway in public view. So maybe just take my words for it. So as I mentioned, it's an endless runner game. The workflow is that you're going to have the NFT in the game, and then they can be used to level up using Metarun tokens. And when you tap on the screen, they help you to change the skin depending on the nature of the element that's being provided. They have a mana system, so it means you can collect crystals and use those for eliminating enemies and creatures. There's an obstacle system for when you use the spells or when you're moving to make the game more interesting. There is a multiplayer mode as well to make sure there's engagement between you and friends and other people in the game. There is a match fee if you want to participate in the multiplayer mode. And there's gemstones in the game, which you can trade to get some of the Metarun tokens. So for the mechanism that you can earn some funding, basically. And if you don't, you can get extra life in your character, just like how you play, for example, mobile games and you get more credits. So as they mentioned, they have low fee. They've got all the functions I just mentioned, like chat rooms, multiplayer, crypto wallet support, having a DAO function, and they also have exclusive NFT drops. So, and if you check here the comparison, they have all this farming and fractionalization and chat room functionality, which you cannot find right now in OpenSea. I can't cover the token here again because they have rebranded the token. So let's focus back into the new website. The team behind the project are very experienced, and that's for the next sections for me to cover it for you. But in terms of the community, they're going to have some rewards for the community. And in terms of the skins, all the skins in the game can be bought as NFT in the marketplace. So that's why if you have the marketplace, which most games don't, and you have to refer to a third-party marketplace, you might get a bit confused. That's what they're trying to do. They have a marketplace and they have a game. You use the marketplace for trading, and then you use the game to enter the game and use the P2E and PvP function. And they are very heavily partnered up with Polygon Studios, which is my favorite chain. So it's going to mean that they're going to have low gas fee. Again, the NFTs you can buy and sell in the marketplace, but it's going to be more in the beginning on secondary ones until they launch the marketplace soon after the token generation event. Now, the mechanism that's making them different is, first of all, having that native marketplace, being the first sort of game in this genre, being that 3D runner game, and also the ability for you to have real asset ownership for your NFTs. So this is what's differentiating it. Gameplay is really cool as well. I have some pictures I can share with you on the gameplay, and you could check the YouTube as well to see some of it, but I can't show you all the demos because that's something they're gonna share later. But as you can see, it's pretty cool. And as you can imagine, that's the running track that you're gonna have as you go forward. And there's the crystals that I've mentioned earlier to you. And these crystals will have special value in-game, or you can sell it for tokens basically in the marketplace. Now, in terms of the token utility, so it's the ERC20 token, and it's going to be used for both utility and governance, and now is rebranded to MRUN because of the name Metarun. The utility, as I mentioned, is you can upgrade your character in-game for better user experience and more easily to pass the different levels. You can combine different artifacts to make spells or create more unique NFTs to have more advantages in-game, or to craft them and sell them in the marketplace. You can use them for staking and farming, the DeFi functionality, and of course, you can use it for voting function on the platform. And as I explained, there are many ways that you could make money in the game, especially with crafting the different items and using them in the secondary marketplace. Now, in terms of the tokenomics, which is one of my favorite topics, so they've got 10% allocated to the seed round, 10% to the private one, 6% allocated to the private two, 3% allocation is for strategic, 2% for public, and there's a very small, tiny amount that they're doing whitelisting for the community on their Telegram and Discord. So all up, this is the investment size. So around 30%. There's going to be liquidity and listing fee for 6.9%, marketing 14%, advisors 7%, community is going to have 6%, ecosystem is going to have 10%, and 10% for company reserve. And again, there's going to be another 10% for the treasury. Now, the fund allocation here is more summarized for you, that the legal and ops is 10%, the platform development is 20%, game development is 25%, so that's for the company reserves, and 20% is for marketing, 25% is for liquidity and listing. In terms of the vesting schedule and pricing, I'm going to go to the document because pricing is not shown here, but I'll come back to here. So as you can see, the seed round got the tokens at almost 1 cent. Private one is 1.5, private 2 is 2, strategic round is 2.5, and then you've got the IDO round at 3 cents. So seed to last round is 3x, which is not too bad actually. So I think they're going with a very fair pricing, and they ensure that they have a very, very, very strict locking mechanism. So if you look at the tokenomics here, seed has only 2.5% unlock on TGE and 2 months cliff, and the rest is 5% per month. So you have to be stuck with this project for 2 years, basically, if you're a seed investor. Private sale is 3% on TGE and 18 months, basically, vesting period. Let me see. Yeah, 18 months. And private sale 2, almost also same. You're just getting 1% more. Strategic sale is going to have 10% on TGE and 10% linear unlock. So you're going to have all your tokens within the first 10 months. Public IDO, 4 months. So first 10% unlocked on token generation event, and then 30% per month for the next 3 months. That tiny bit of community, that's very, very, very tiny, is going to be, I think, like $10,000 or something. I don't know, $10,000, $20,000. They're going to get 50% on TGE, 50% after 1 month. So the locking, as you see, is really strict. And the fully diluted valuation also is $30 million when you buy it at the public sale price, which is pretty much the average now for the gaming projects. And remember, they have a marketplace as well. Initial market cap is 439,000, which is pretty good. And that's why you can see all this strict locking mechanism because of that. Now, in terms of the roadmap for this project, you can also use the same website and check the roadmaps. If you want, I can put the link. So in Q3, the leadership team was formed, the concept and white paper was written. The game was started to develop way before that. And the MVP was done in Q4 2021. They formed 15 partnerships and brought advisors on board. The private round was $4 million worth of private fundraising. And then the rebranding that I just mentioned happened now. They're going to do the IDOs, but this is going to be soon. So I'm going to cover that. Community only whitelisting round is the small bit that I mentioned. They're going to have a token generation event soon after that. The game will be released alpha version in Q1. And then in Q2, you have the marketplace partnered up with the Polygon Studios. You're going to have some NFT sales, and then the game globally launches. So within the next 3 to 4 months, you're going to have most of these achieved. And now we are almost here, like Q1 around 2. So soon you're going to have a ability to get an alpha version, and I can provide you with the updates in the future once we get there. Now, in terms of the team behind the project, they have a pretty experienced team. So, and they're you can identify them in LinkedIn. So as you can see, the CEO has previously worked mostly in business operations roles, and he was a project manager in companies like BHP, which is actually in Australia where I am, the leading mining company in Australia. And then he worked as sales manager. He was a managing partner for electronics, and then he became a CEO for this project for Metarun. Now, Norman is the co-founder and CTO for this project. He's based in the UK, and he's been in the blockchain space as an advisor and as an entrepreneur for 4 to 5 years since 2016. And he's also co-founder of another project called Encore Metaverse. So he's quite experienced in this space, in the gaming space. And they also have a CMO who has experience previously working with other crypto projects and also I think some festival events. Now, in terms of the other team members and advisors, they've got Nelly. So Nelly, you probably saw in my previous video, she's the founder in Mind Group, and she's also in Scaleswap. They've got Fabian from Odiana Ventures. Again, I probably covered this for some of the videos I have done previously on the project he's done. Orion as well. So he's from Orion Depp is from Master Ventures, and you can also see my previous videos on how I covered his experience. So these are people you see a lot in crypto projects right now. I am not very sure about who's star. Might be my lack of research. I know Dorji from the Odiana Ventures. They have Theodore from Yellow Brick and Alpha Crypto Capital. They've got Pavel from Veeam Software, and he's also in InMind. I actually know Pavel as well. And they've got the Gamestarter team member as well, who is also one of the advisors, and they're going to launch there as well. So they've got some of their Launchpad basically doing the advisory work for them, which is pretty good. Now, in terms of the VCs behind the project, you can find it on the website as well, which is what I was looking for with this update, which now we can see. So Polygon is one of their main backers, and that's why they're going to have Polygon Studios in the marketplace. They've got ICT Labs. ICT Labs is the group behind Redkite and Gamefi, which are the most bullish gaming launchpads right now. They've got Moonrock Capital, Magnus, quite a famous one. As I mentioned, Redkite because of ICT, Odiana Ventures, X21. They've got InMind Group, which is Nelly's group, and they've got Gamestarter, as I mentioned. Poolz Ventures, and Poolz Ventures was one of the other launchpads, which I'm going to cover soon. They've got Moonstarter, Scaleswap, Oxbull. So Poolz is the launchpad. Poolz Ventures is the investment arm. They can do both. And also they've got Gamefi, again, which is connected to Redkite and ICT Labs. They're all partnered with each other. Now, the next part is the social media. So in terms of social media, they have been actually quite active, and right now they've got 53,000 people on their Twitter. They do regular updates about their IDO, about their announcements, and about the competitions they're running for people, the partnership with the IBC, which is the blockchain group. So you can see quite active, and the engagement also shows to you here that the follower count is actually real and is not fake. So that's one of the indicators that you can see if the 50K follower is real or not. And also if you have friends in crypto, you can see that they're being followed or not. Here you can see a lot of my friends are, for example, following the project. Now, in terms of the Discord, which is more important, they've got 20,000 members. I am in their Discord group, and it's quite active over there as well. They have a dedicated admin over there. And on Telegram, they've got around 20,000 people as well. So in terms of numbering, they're doing quite well. And especially they're following an organic approach, which is a really good thing. Now, in terms of the launchpads they're launching on, they have 6 or 7 launchpads. Yes, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 launchpads. So on the 18th of Feb, they're going to launch on Scaleswap. On the 20th of Feb, they're going to launch on Oxbull. On the 20th, also, they're going to do it on Gamestarter and Poolz. 21st, they're going to launch on Moonstarter as well as Redkite. Initially, it was 7. They had both Gamefi and Redkite, but I think they combined both into Redkite platform. It's the same partner platform anyway, but the first one is going to be on Scaleswap. Now, in terms of the launchpad as well, I'm not familiar with all of them. Redkite, of course, I am, but I'm not very familiar with Moonstarter or Oxbull or Gamestarter. I know they're good ones. But in terms of how you can participate as well, so if you go to Poolz, they have a leaderboard on how much pools you have locked. And based on that, you can see they have a round of 75,000 raised. And they have a guaranteed round based on people who've locked. And after that, they're going to have a first come, first serve round. So that's how the IDOs usually work with the pools. In terms of Scaleswap, I have done a dedicated video for them. You can watch my video, or if you're lazy to watch, I'll quickly go through it here for you. So as you can see, all the information you can find here. That's the good thing about Scaleswap. They cover all the information quite well. And if you're holding the tokens, then you go to the application. By the way, this one is, I think, mostly private. Yes, it's only private pool raise, because Scaleswap sometimes does public pool and private, sometimes private. Public means you don't need to hold the coins, but if it's private, you need to hold it. So to be eligible for this, you basically need to have the Scaleswap coins, and also you can go and check your scale score and see if you're one of the guaranteed IDO participants. It constantly gets updated. So this one will get updated for me as well in terms of the positioning soon. But if I'm not updating mine soon, I'm not going to have a guaranteed pool participation. So I need to be careful about that. But basically, they have several factors. So the holding period of tokens, SCA token factor, launch token factor, and also they've got the liquidity provision and how many tokens you're holding. Again, this scoring keeps changing, so don't freak out if it doesn't work. It's going to go back up for me soon, I think. It's just that they need to sync it up. So this is how you can participate in some of the launchpads. In terms of the market sentiment, we had a bit of a tough time in January, but if you can see from the beginning of Feb, the market has gone upwards because of the Bitcoin movement. Now today is a bit, cooling off, but it has improved by around 20% overall in the last 2-3 weeks since that sort of dump that happened on Bitcoin before that. Also, you can see that if you refer to altcoin season index, and we are talking about an altcoin, obviously, it was pretty good, but it dumped hard because of the January dump that happened. And now it's slowly going back up. And when you see the charts, it's usually a bounce up and then a bounce down for a while. Now, I think because of the, if you can see here, we haven't had a strong altcoin season for a while, except maybe a month here. So I'm suspecting that we're going to have a little bit of sideways, and then the market is going to improve in terms of the altcoin season. And as you can see, most of the projects that have performed well over the 90 days, this is an index that shows Bitcoin against others. So Bitcoin has done better than majority of projects, but the projects that are more gaming related, so gaming or metaverse, like Gala, Sandbox, CRO, Mana, and also those ecosystems like Matic that have gaming projects have performed better overall. And of course, some things like Cosmos ecosystem has done quite well as well. So what I'm trying to say is we are seeing some sort of improvement in the market. And I think, as I mentioned in my videos, I think 2020 is a very defining event for Gamefi, because it happened last year, but it wasn't up to speed, and we had DeFi run as well. I think this year is going to be a very defining moment for Gamefi and Metaverse. By the way, all of my videos are not financial advice, so make sure when I put the links, please do your own research and then make a decision of if you want to invest in a project or not. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe, you like the video, and follow me on Twitter. And make sure if you have any questions, put it in the comment section of this video. There's a lot of effort that gets put into these projects and the research that I do. And if you have any feedback, please feel free to contact me via my email or put it in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoy your week, and see you next time.